So space, the final frontier, and William Shatner finds himself past the Kármán line on a Blue Origin rocket, boldly going where no former Star Trek actors gone before. You can't really make up that kind of sort of clickbait title, can you? It's like the press release that writes itself. You know, how much better does it get to get a Star Trek actor to go into space? And on top of that, probably the most iconic one of all.
Yeah, well, look, you know, what happens when news becomes part parody, part like inspirational, and just part playing sort of, I don't know, blurring the line between fantasy and reality. So good to see him go up there. I'm still not quite sure he really went into space, but geez, he had a great view and he was weightless, and wow. Because I never saw Kirk floating in space.
Yeah, that's true. But the funny thing I found in the reaction was that it was the whole thing was very William Shatner, the whole thing. You know, even with his, I'm sure very genuine but very tearly, hammy response when he came down, expressing, his experience and everything, and which I'm sure would have been, amazing for him given, his connection to science fiction and all that sort of stuff. So, it's yet another story of someone going into space on one of these private rockets. The other thing I thought was kind of funny is that Bezos was off on the side with his sunglasses, kind of looking like a Bond villain, very kind of Blofeld, kind of like with, he was just missing, the fluffy white cat or something off on the side. And I have to wonder if there's a bit of similarities there with the characters, really, because, he has got a lot of power at his disposal.
I think that's a great cinematic analogy, because really that greeting between Shatner and Bezos after the flight was just plain weird as well. It was beautiful too. I mean, you can well imagine that I think anyone who gets to go to the edge of space would surely be moved by it. And it's wonderful that this is now, actually going to become normal. I mean, we can't travel overseas anymore because of COVID, but you're quite safe to travel into space.